Recording, girls. Let's get started. Okay. Yay. Don't look at my messy desk or anything like that. Hold on. I got to turn this off because I know it's going to make a noise. Remember, I'm on baby alert. Oh, it went blurry again. Maybe if I hold this up, it'll focus. I don't know. Focus on something. See, I knew my phone was going to go off. I'm on baby. We're on baby waiting. I don't know when my sister's going to have a baby, so that's why I keep my phone beside me. It may just have to be blurry tonight. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on. Okay, let's try that. I won't move. All right, guys, it is Tuesday. Oh my gosh, it's April the 12th. I hope you all are having a fabulous day. Welcome to Christy and Tara and Michelle and Mindy and Nikki and Jamie and Angie and Samsung SM. I'm not sure who that is, and Ashley Everson. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm super excited. It's team training and connection night, and tonight will probably be a little bit of a different format because I've not been in the office much today or even yesterday or even this weekend. So I'm going to share just a little bit, and then if you guys have questions that you are dying to know about maybe 31 or how, a question about how to do a party of some sort, or, how to talk to a recruit, or you have just any kind of question that you have about your business, this is the night you are going to be able to ask. So you'll either be able to unmute yourself. You do not have to come on live on the camera unless you want to, or you'll be able to chat it in the chat box. Cool? So be thinking of those questions that you have. Okay. I like to start with my quote from my planner. So the quote of the day is by Drew Barrymore, and it says, "In the end, some of your greatest pains become your greatest strengths." So that is our quote for the day. Okay, so a couple of announcements. I put them out there today already, but I want to kind of just go over them again because I feel like they're really important. So in the month of October, in the month of April, Home Office is doing opportunity webinars every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So an hour before this webinar, okay? And they were tonight, and they'll be the next 2 Tuesday nights in April. So if you have anybody interested in hearing more about 31, I put the verbiage out there today on our group, but you guys will have that. And you want to be sharing that with everyone, right? Especially since we have a new incentive with the Away We Go roller, and that begins on April 16th and runs through July 20th. So Home Office will be going over that too. So if you have someone who's kind of been interested, or you think somebody might be interested, just send them the information. They just register themselves. We don't get record of if they are on it or not. They're not contacted by anyone, so don't let them think that it's a pressuring type of opportunity night, but it's something that Home Office has started doing, and I definitely want to make sure our team knows about it because it's something they're doing out of just because. So that's one less thing we have to do, right? Better Together events start on the 16th of this month and go through the 23rd. How many of you have registered? Type yes in the chat box. If you've not registered, yes. Good job, Christy. Hi, Christy. Nikki, yes. Ashley, yes. Yes. Mindy, I know, yes. If you've not registered and you're looking for one, if you're near mine, you can most definitely come to mine. It's Monday night because there's not a lot of extra material that we have to provide this time. So it's definitely going to be valuable to go. Okay. So if you know of one that you typically go to, or you know of a leader in your area that may be having one, I would just message them and see if they still have room, because they shouldn't be charging unless they're charging for a room fee or dinner. So there aren't any there. Angie, bummer. Well, I will kind of go over some of the stuff. Let's see, mine's next Monday. Maybe I'll go over some of the stuff on Tuesday afterwards. But each meeting will probably be a little bit different this time because they're letting us as leaders have a little bit more control over what we're teaching, which I need to figure mine out. that's something I'll do this weekend. Okay, so that's going on. So there'll be ways to catch information, and hopefully some of the girls will share some of the things that they learned, Angie, so you can hopefully get in on that. I don't know if you've noticed on 31today.com, but they've changed the new consultant webinar to live core webinars, and they're every Tuesday at 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time as well. So those are for new consultants or anyone who just feels like they really just need to restart their business. So you can always register for one of those as well. So those are kind of the announcements today. Any questions about the announcements that I just went over? Pretty basic. There'll be some more announcements coming later this week on 31today.com. I'm not going to give it away now, but you probably are going to be want to be checking your emails and TOT for the latest and greatest updates. Okay. All right. So a couple of things. One, Martha. Hey, Julianne. I'm trying to catch people that get on. Are they different every week? I think they're always the same, Angie. The webinars, I'm pretty sure they're the same. So, good question, though. Okay, so Martha and I went to this today. If you watch my Periscope, I was talking a little bit about it. And if there's one that comes to your area, I say if you're wanting to be motivated, go ahead and sign up for it. Sometimes they have, I got S tickets for absolutely free. I didn't have to pay anything, so it was worth me just going just to see what it was like. The first person who actually spoke at this event, the Get Motivated event, was Dr. Willie Jolly, and he was probably one of my favorites. Now, this is a Get Motivated seminar, and the thing is they gave a bunch of free tickets away, and the way that they make their money is then they offer all these extra seminars. So if you've been to a timeshare presentation, or you've been to something like, I kind of related it to a presentation I went to once with Prime America. I don't know if anybody's done that. So I felt like there was really valuable information, really great motivational things, but it usually was like 15, 20 minutes, jam-packed. They kept rattling things off. We had a hard time taking notes. And then it was like fun and games, like, okay, we're going to talk about for the next hour how to grow a business in real estate or how to do investing in stocks. And then pay this fee and you can come to our 3-day event in 2 weeks and we're going to teach you more. And so as much as it was great, valuable information and hearing from Dr. Willie Jolly, from Bob Harrison, from Omar, they were good. We didn't stay for the whole thing because it just, by the time we left at 2, they were giving away a free trip. And let's be honest, there is no free trip. So I'm sure there was some type of catch. We didn't even stick around till the end because they were already like 10 or 15 minutes into it. And I looked at Martha and I said, I'm done. So I was bummed because I didn't get to hear Les Brown. And he's one of those I really, really like to follow on Facebook and on Twitter. However, I thought I would share a few things that they shared with us today because it did pertain to any business, really. Bob Cattell, if you guys have, Bob Cattell has an Instagram account called Bob Memory. I haven't even looked it up yet, but he was really good too. He talked about how to communicate far more effectively. So one of the things, though, that stood out to me the most, and I know if you've watched my scope, you'll know that I already talked about this, but one of the quotes he said was, those who attempt the ridiculous achieve the spectacular. So Martha and I kind of just changed our seat today. We decided to try something new and different. It was free. We weren't sure if we were going to meet people or not, but we figured, sometimes like you've just got to train your brain. And so that's what we did today. One of the other things that I really, really liked was in relations to hearing the word no. And that was, don't accept where you are, first of all. And your yes is outside the room full of no's. And I loved when Bob Harrison spoke to us about that. He said that we have to train ourselves to see things how they can be, not the way that they are. And I think that's true in any business, but especially in our 31 business. Sometimes we think, okay, there's no bookings. I want you to think about how things could be, which means I have a calendar full of bookings. I have a calendar full of hostesses. I have a team that continues to grow and grow. And I know I kind of touched on this last week, but like, you know, surrounding yourself with like, our team is growing. Here's another one. Our team goes to events. These are literally on my computer, ladies. Our team loves 31. And I look at these every single day and I read them, and I know that that may sound, our team is positive. I read these every single time, and here's one that I like. You were born to be an original. You don't want to die a copy. God has gifted you with so much leadership. So there's certain things that I surround myself and I look at every day. And I do that for not only me, but for our team and for our leaders and for even just for my husband and myself. And I want to always put positive words out, because if you're putting positive words out, positive words come back. That was something that was really touched on today. Another thing that Omar said is we always want to under-promise and over-deliver. So when he mentioned that, I thought about anything I do with my customers. I want to under-promise. Like, I want to under-promise them so that I can over-deliver and like be spectacular and amazing, right? And so those are just a few of the things that they talked about today. See if there's anything else here real quick. Mindset equals attitude. Skill set equals aptitude. We have to decide to show up every single day in our business. And isn't that the truth? See, I was writing so fast I can't read my writing half the time. So Martha and I took some notes. Well, I'll try to go over more of them later, but I just thought those were some like things I wanted to share with you guys tonight, just because sorry, I was like, oh, maybe these are good. Anyways, there's a book full of information and there's articles and stuff. So I'll hopefully be sharing that with you guys. That's the whole reason I bought it. So under promise. Yeah. So if we under promise, exactly, Julianne. So when they're thrilled, we do something extra, they're like blown away. So I just think of things like our customers or our hostesses. I'm always going to say that it's 10 to 15 business days for anything to be delivered. But you know what? I'm under promising because I know more than likely it's going to be less than that time frame, unless it's the very end of the month and it's a really popular special. Oh, Samsung is Michaela. Yay. Hey, Michaela. So I always want to under promise to my customers, to my hostesses, to my potential team members, because then I will over deliver on anything and everything I can, right? So some of the things I thought I would also go over really quick is some things that I've just been learning in my own mentor group. And it's really more about branding yourself and really about social media. So I thought I would kind of touch on this really for just a minute. I loved, first of all, I want to give a shout out to all of you because you all are participating in this video challenge. And I just keep raving about you to my friends, to my husband, to anybody that I know that is interested in my 31 business, because I'm super proud of you guys for stepping outside your comfort zone. Whether you're sharing those videos with your customers and hostesses, that's up to you. But the fact is you're stepping outside your comfort zone and putting a video up in front of 200 women that you may not even know in person. And that takes courage. And so I'm super proud of all of you for stepping outside that comfort zone and being brave. And the things that you're sharing, you guys are so knowledgeable about our products, about 31 tips. I love you sharing your stories of how you found 31, because honestly, I don't know them all. I know most of the girls who signed up right under me, but I don't know everyone. And so I love hearing all the stories. You guys are giving shout outs to one another. You guys are commenting on each other's videos. And so kudos to all of you tonight and for anyone who watches this recording, because that just fills my heart with joy, because I think you're all getting something from this. So yeah, 200. Yeah, you probably didn't even know there was that many in this group, but there's over 200 in our Facebook group. Our team has a little less than 200 now, but there's a few secret admirers even in our group. You may not know about them, but we possibly might have some friends of mine in the group that are fellow 31 leaders. And I'm just going to let a little secret out. So only you who watch this video recording and you who are live are going to know this, but we possibly have a home office coach that has been watching our group for months now. Yeah. So just an FYI, she doesn't comment, she doesn't like, and it's a she, but yeah, we do. Because she stalks our group. So I'm just saying, yeah, so you all didn't know that. So that's exciting, right? So you guys should be super proud of yourselves, because here's the deal. There's someone at home office who sees what we're doing in our group and they like it, and they're telling other people at home office. That's a big deal, guys. And it's not just me, it's all of us as a team. And so they see the connection and the interaction. And so you guys should take that and go, our team rocks. Like, our team is awesome. And people do take notice. So, and I haven't even heard anything since we've started this whole video thing. So I don't know. So our team does rock. So, okay. So when you're in direct sales though, and when we're running a business, as much as we may not want to put our business out there on social media, and I'm very careful in the way that I put myself out there in social media, especially on my personal page, we have to kind of, what I'd like to say is stay in the gray. And what do I mean by stay in the gray? Here's the deal. Everyone is looking at us, whether we're doing business on our Facebook personal page or not. Every single person that we're friends with on Facebook is looking at us. And so if we are constantly being negative, if we are constantly posting, not saying anybody is doing this, but if we're constantly posting like dirty jokes or something, if we're constantly posting like, ooh, look at these sexy men, I'm not saying anybody's doing this, but I'm just giving you guys ideas, or we're constantly saying, oh, my husband drives me crazy, or something like that. Like, I mean, we all have crazy thoughts. I even have them too, but I'm not posting them out there, because we kind of have to stay in the gray, because if they know we're a 31 consultant, we have our 31 business. Now, there's a fine line between sprinkling your journey of 31 on your Facebook personal page and not talking about it at all, right? Because you have to talk about it a little bit, because otherwise people are going to think you fell off the earth, or, oh, that was one of those, hobbies that she was doing and she's no longer doing now. Get the picture? So the thing that I want you guys to remember is your smile is your logo. Every single thing that you're posting out there in social media world is your logo. I was talking to my neighbor yesterday, and she was talking about how kids nowadays don't realize the impact of social media. And she was talking about her niece and how her niece had gotten into trouble because her and her friends had done something, number one, that is illegal for their age. And number two, she knew better. And they posted pictures of what they were doing on their social media pages. Now, whether or not they're friends with their parents, that's one thing. But the thing is they're friends with people who maybe have kids, parents who are monitoring them. Guess what? She got grounded and she's in trouble now. And she said, I thought, my gosh, my niece, she should know better. She should know better on what she's posting. So the same thing goes for all of us. Even though we may get frustrated with our job, we may hate our job. Even though we may get frustrated with our spouse or our significant other or our kids or the neighbors, or, I get frustrated just as much as anybody. But I know better than to post it out there. I also will say this, and this is a personal opinion. This is something that I feel very strongly about. I have my personal views towards politics, towards all those, kind of iffy subjects that everybody's got. But I am not going to go out there and put it on social media, because here's the reason. I have customers who are very strong one way or another. I see it all the time on their Facebook pages. So if I post that I love this person and I'm going to vote for them, or I believe in this and this is the way I believe, I have every right to post my belief. I'm not saying none of us, we all have a right to post it. However, I know my customers who don't agree with me would be offended, and they will no longer come near me. I just know that because they're so strong in some of their beliefs and some of the things that they believe in, and I believe the opposite way. Makes sense? So I'm very careful in what I'm putting out there. Whatever you put out is going to be your reality. That's just the way it is. So whatever you put out, if you're putting out negativity, negative things are going to come back to you because, and here's one of the things my coach Jill was talking about one night is you put something out there and you don't mean to put it out there, but you're just so frustrated. I've done it. And then my sisters called me out again. And sorry, it says my internet connection is unstable. So if I lose you, that's why. We're getting Google Fiber here in a week. So if I put something out there that I'm just frustrated, I've had a bad day, and I just want to just put it out there to the world, those people that are the negative people, or they're going to just be like, oh, like somebody put something like, my daughter called me a horrible mom or something like that. And she was kind of laughing at it. But because she put it out there, all these people started saying, oh, you're not a horrible mom. You're not a horrible mom. And they started having like this whole big pity party for her. And she's like, guys, it was just a joke. I'm just kidding. And things can be taken completely out of context, even though we mean no harm when we post things. Sometimes we have to just be very aware of what we're posting out there. What I try to do, especially, not necessarily, well, kind of, I try to think about things because I'm friends with a lot of my customers on Facebook. I have to think like a fan. So I have to think when I post things, and it takes some time to do this. Like today I posted about my parents. So it's their anniversary. So you know what? I'm celebrating them. That's a little bit different. But if I'm posting something 31 related, I'm going to post something that hopefully will intrigue them to ask about something. So if I post like I love coffee pillow, I'm going to try to think like a fan, right? And post something that maybe it's in a cute chair with a cute pink coffee mug next to it or something. If I'm posting something about going to the zoo with my nephews for a day or something, I'm going to think like a fan. Like I'm going to think about all those mommies who take their kids to the zoo and how are they using the products, and maybe take a picture that way. And this isn't even necessarily on my personal page, but this could be in my customer group. If we're constantly just posting about our customer special and our hostess special and book a party and do my hostess of the month club and repeatedly just doing those things over and over again, do we really think that that is going to gravitate to our customers and hostesses? No, they're probably going to block us and turn us off. But if we can think like a fan, think like a customer. What do our customers need? What do our customers want? How are our customers going to use our products? And we post things that are kind of helpful tools, helpful ideas for them to use. Okay, I hope I didn't lose anybody. Anyways, so sorry, my internet is unstable. So if we just constantly think about how our customers will use our products, that is how we should be posting, not just buy my product, book a party with me, join my team, and repeatedly put that. Think about how you use the products. That's why I love your guys' videos, because especially the ones we were doing, because you guys were showing like, okay, we did just for you, for your family, for your home. Those were some great tips that you guys gave. And so you guys need to like focus in on that and go to your customers and share those ideas with them, because that's what they're looking at. They're looking at things that are original and different and unique. If we're all posting the same flyer that 31 is giving us, and let's just say our customer has been to 2 or 3 different vendor events and everybody gave something away, and they all signed up for something, they could be on 2 or 3 email lists of 31 consultants. So if everybody's giving the same email out and everybody's giving the same customer special picture out, we're not looking any different than anybody else, and we're not providing any type of service. Make sense? So just think about those things as you're working on your social media and working on how you want to be portrayed. Hopefully I didn't overwhelm you here with all of this. The final thing, I'll go on and then I'll take your questions. Y'all still with me? Because I'm going to make sure that I haven't Okay. Okay, good. This internet, I tell you. Okay, so today I missed the leadership call. Awesome. But something was shared, and it was called Make a Plan, and it's PLANN. And I thought it was really good, helpful way to think about your business. And so I thought I would end on this, and then I'll take questions. So and I have to listen to it again to really grasp it all, but she talked about how she started changing her business. This was a leader, a senior director in 31. I think her name is Derica, and she shared how she started reevaluating her business at the beginning of the year, and she decided to make this acronym PLAN, PLANN. P stands for purposeful, so she wants to be purposeful with her business. So starting in January, she made it a goal of hers to make 3 contacts a day. Every single day. She works on making 3 contacts a day. She says she has had more home parties since she's been doing this. Now, think about this. January was almost 4 months ago, or was 4 months ago. It is now, according to my calendar, it's first quarter of 2016, it's over with. So she's been doing this consistently for a quarter, okay? So do not expect to start doing 3 contacts a day and things to just happen overnight. Okay, just want to go into that. But P is for purposeful, so being purposeful with her business and making those 3 contacts a day. L is loving the home parties. Love home parties. She said she's never, I think she said she's never done as many home parties ever in her 6 years with 31 as she's started doing now, because she's just making those 3 contacts a day. And it truly is, guys, about those relationships. We have to start building those relationships and letting our customers know that we're going to over deliver on anything we promise, right? And that we are going to stand by them and support them and, help them any way we can. A is acknowledge she is busy. That is super important because a lot of times people are not responding just because they're so busy. So if we send an email out saying, hey, we're going to do a VIP night, or if you send an email out and it's, hey, I'm doing a Hostess of the Month club, and no one responds or one person responds, you have got to reach out again. You've got to, because more than likely we have to acknowledge that people are just busy. I'm busy. I am so guilty. Like, I will read emails. L was love home parties. Love home parties. I'll type it just to make sure. I'll type all these out here in the end. Okay, so L was love home parties. A was acknowledge she is busy, right? So we have to acknowledge. Guys, if they're not responding, that doesn't mean they don't want you to be their 31 consultant. That doesn't mean that they don't want to have a 31 party or they're not interested in the customer special. That just means they're busy. Everyone is so busy nowadays. Okay, so then N, the first N is no. Don't stop until I hear a hard, fast no, not an objection. So what she's doing is, as she's continually contacting people over and over and over again. And I'm not saying she's contacting the same 3 people every single day, but she has a system down that has worked for her of contacting people. So if you mail a new catalog out and a week goes by, you want to check in and see if they've got the catalog. If they don't respond, check in about 3 or 4 days later. Hey, did you get my message? If they don't respond, wait a few more days and say, hey, just wanting to make sure, I haven't heard from you. Until they say no, right? Don't stop until you hear a hard, fast no. No, stop contacting me. I am not interested. But more than likely, most of those people are not going to say that. It's just because we have got to continue to follow up. Okay, and then the other N is new customers. N stands for new customers, or not a miracle, consistency. New customers means encouraging referrals, so encouraging people to do referrals. She talked about doing business ambushes. She talked about doing fundraisers and more. And I think I'm gonna just share the video she shared with us because it was super good about how she does business ambushes. So she literally is picking 3 businesses that I think it's 3 businesses. Anyway, she's picking a couple of businesses that she's going into their business with little goodies, and then she's checking back in with them a week later, and then she revisits that business every 3 months. And And she explains it so much better than me, so I'm not going to get into those huge details right now, so because I think you would like her video. So I'll be sure and post that after I get off of this call tonight. So purposeful, love home parties, acknowledge she is busy, no, don't stop until we hear a hard, fast no, and then new customers. And then always remember that it's not a miracle, it's just consistency. Make sense, guys? So one of the things, hold on, let me grab it. That's my earpiece that I'm working on right now is a follow-up binder. I shared this the other day on my live feed. But this, I had to put some stats up here in the front. So when I'm going through my binder, I want to make sure that I am always reminded of the follow-up. So let me just read this to you real quick. 48% of people never follow up after the first contact. And I am just as guilty as anybody else. 25% of people follow up the second time. 12% of people follow up the third time, and only 10% of people make more than 3 follow-up or touches. That just shows us that there's huge potential in this, and this could totally change our businesses if we just continue to follow up with people. Remember, people are just busy. Doesn't mean they say no. Honestly, people probably just forget they get the text or the Facebook message or the email. And there's times where people will read my Facebook message and I'm like, well, they read it, they're not responding. But how many times have I gotten a Facebook message, or I've gotten a text, or I've even got an email, and I'm doing something else at the very same time? If it's an email, I try to go back and mark it as unread so that I'll go and follow up with it later. But Facebook messages and text are a little bit different. And so people are just busy, so we have to continue to remind ourselves. 10% of people, guess what, say yes after they've been followed up with the 4th time, okay? 80%, ladies, will say yes between the 5th and the 20th time that we have followed up with them. That is huge. That's huge, and that's exactly why I'm making myself a follow-up binder, and I'm hoping that the system will work for me, and if it starts working for me, then of course I'll be sharing it with you guys. So just keep that up. One of the things I also showed was like week 1, leave a message. It was great to meet you. Looking forward to talking with you soon. Week 2, leave a message. I'm sure you're busy, so I'll give you a call back next week if I haven't heard from you, just to let them know you're going to call back again. And then week 3, my follow-up philosophy is to keep following up until you tell me to stop. So let me know if you get this, just kind of saying something along those lines. So it depends on the situation too. It depends if it's somebody who you're just following up because they placed an order, or somebody who possibly might want to book a party or join your team. So every scenario is a little bit different. So those are some tips for you tonight. Hopefully you guys like them. And then we're going to spend the next, 20 minutes or whatever you guys want to stay on, and I will take any questions you guys have. You can either unmute yourself or you can type it in the chat box. Any questions about your business or what you're struggling with, or some question that you just need answered, that's what these team connection calls are for. Besides, sometimes we'll do more in-depth training. Tonight, since I wasn't in the office today, it's just kind of, it's connecting tonight. So share away, or ask away, I guess I should say. Anyone? Anyway, we may be in a delay. Everybody's quiet. I know there's questions. Questions. What is on your mind? What are you dying to know? What are you struggling with? What are you excited about? Jamie says, I don't have any questions, but contacting people so many times is so intimidating. I don't want to feel like a nuisance. Absolutely. Right. I completely understand that. That's why I want to set up a system where so like, I'll just give you a hint. So this is my binder. You probably all watched it. So I've got 1 through 31, and these are pockets. So they're 1 through 31. Each day of the month, we'll get a pocket, and then I've got months behind here. So I'm going to be putting So like, let me just show you something. So for instance, I'll show you how I fail as a follow-up person. Whew. That's what I want to show you. Hold on. Okay, so for instance, let me just show you how bad I have not sent a follow-up since. So these things I started in February. So I have a Jessica and I have an Angie. And so when I get a home office lead, because if you submit $1,000 in 1 month and you have 2 people under you and you have the title of senior consultant, you qualify for home office leads. So I am a senior director, so I qualify for at least 15 a month, I think. So anyways, so these people who go on to 31's website will fill out information if they were like me, like back 6 years ago. And they'll say, I'm interested in a catalog or posting a party or whatever. So I got it. This Angie girl, Angie Holtz is her name. So on February 5th, I sent a packet. No, I emailed and texted her. I waited, and everything I do is different. And for some reason, I waited. 6 days later, I sent a packet. So I'm not sure why I sent a packet so long. I sent an email to her on the 24th. Guess what? I've not followed up with her since. I need to follow up with her because there's a spring gift guide out. Okay. Same thing with Jessica Price. Send a packet. I sent an email. I've not followed up again. Guys, I fail. I am horrible at follow-up. I'm horrible at it. And that's why I want to get better at it, because I know that it can totally change my business. And I completely agree with Jamie. It is intimidating. However, until I do hear that firm no, stop, leave me alone, take me off your mailing list, I'm going to continue to send something, because there have been times where I have followed up continually with people and 3 years later they join our team or they finally decide to book a party. So I will never not follow up. I'm just not as good at a schedule of following up. Makes sense. And the thing is like, here's what I think. If I was not in 31, but I loved 31 and I didn't have a consultant, but a consultant because okay, let's go back. In 2009, when I submitted my information online, and Kim Washington, I didn't know her. She sent me information, but I decided to put it off. A month later, she sends me more information. I decide to put it off. A month later, she decides to send me information and I put it off. And I don't contact her all those months. But when 6 months comes on and I'm all of a sudden gung-ho about 31, who do you think I'm going to connect with? Kim Washington, because she's continually followed up with me. Otherwise, if I had just met somebody on the street, I might have gone with somebody on the street. But because Kim continually touch bases with me, I'm going to go with the person who's touching base with me then. Followupthen.com is an amazing tool. Awesome, Angie. Well, I am a binder girl and I'm a paper girl. If you know me, I do not do anything computerized for pretty much anything. So I love that tool because it might work for somebody. So thank you for sharing, Angie. So don't be intimidated. Like, I just figure they're busy. I always tell myself they're busy, they'll contact me later. And you don't have to be pushy about it. It's just like, hey, I want you to know about this. And people appreciate that. That's providing customer service, and that's providing them something, like sharing fun things. Like, these girls don't know that there's a new spring gift guide out, so I need to tell them. So that would be a reason to follow up. Okay, let me read here. Angie wants some tips on hostess packets. Anybody want to share tips about hostess packets? I'll see if anybody wants to share first while I try to find some stuff here. Hostess packets. I make them very, very simple. I don't complicate things. Let me tell you. Hold on here. My computer is really slow again. Ooh. Okay. Packets. Hold on, I'm typing my stuff in. Okay, so for my hostess packets, oh, Julianne, you should unmute yourself and share. Share, Julianne. Can you unmute? I can unmute you, I guess. Make a folder and put everything in there. That's easy. Yes, good job, Jamie. Keep it simple. Couple catalogs, couple order forms, specials, hostess rewards, flyer. Right. So yes, you guys are getting it there. I don't think I have bags right now, but they're buried, so I'm not going to pull one out. I give them a couple of catalogs. I will give them a wish list. Yes, Michaela said a wish list. I give them 10 mini catalogs, 10 postcard invitations, and I let them know that those are the invitations I want them to hand to their VIPs, their top 10 people that they really don't want them to miss their party. If there was 10 people in their list of 50 or 60, I want those 10 people to get those hand invitations. I always put a sparkle packet or what we call a recruiting packet in their hostess packet, and order forms and a sample order form. I always give them a sample order form now. You guys are good. You guys are sharing. Awesome. Make it very simple though, Angie, but that's a great question. Packing for Atlanta. Haven't had time to really work on it. Hockey season's over. Yay, Michaela. Congrats on hockey season being over. Any other questions, guys? Questions? Must-dos for your first home parties starting your business. I have several coming up and no clue what I'm doing. You're a little nervous. Michelle Barrett. Okay. Must-dos for your home parties. I always tell people, you're either a game person or you're not. Now, is this a party you're doing yourself, or do you have other hostesses, Michelle? I'll ask that. Just me. Okay, so it's your party. Now, are you doing like a come and go or open house style, or are you doing a party? Or you haven't decided? I don't know. Sorry, my knee is killing me. Reason I'm asking is I like to schedule, especially when you're doing your first couple of parties, and like let's say you're launching your business and you're launching, it's your very first thing. Actually with Hostess, 2 of those this weekend actually. Okay, so you've already got your days. Okay, so let's move forward then. What I like to do at my parties is, and this is just my particular style, everybody's style is a little bit different. If you look in our file section of our Facebook group, you should be able to, or just type in the search box backwards catalog script, there should be a backwards catalog script there for you to download. And so that's kind of a guide of what I use at my parties. So I kind of start at the back of the catalog and work my way forward. However, do you guys want to see hold on here, let me grab it. Oh, I know. What are you doing? Okay, so I have not done a home party yet in April. My first one is this weekend, so I need to change these out, which is one of my things to do tomorrow. Okay, you like that? You do that too. Most products and what product? Okay, so yes. So basically there's a couple of things. I use the backwards catalog script, okay? But what I have found is that I really, and this is not a good example because this one doesn't have an order form in it, and this will not have the spring gift guide in it, but I'll kind of give you an idea of what I do. Okay, so pretend there's an order form. I can post the script again. Let me write a note. I have started making backwards scripts. So I'll post a couple of different scripts. There's a Name That Tune one, but the backwards catalog party script is my favorite one. And I kind of use it along with these are my customer binders. I just was using just catalogs and order forms, and then I decided to go back to this. I used these in March. I'll just be honest. I started using them in March, and my March parties really, really liked these because they're sturdy. They were a little bit of an investment, not a lot, because they're the thinnest binders you can get. But I use this according to how I talk about my parties. So I put my customer special right here at the front so they see that, and I'll be able to talk about that. Yeah, the purse game is great. Some people are game people, some people are not. So that's going to be up to you, Michelle. That's totally up to you. I'm not a big game person at all. Like unless my people want to do big game. Now I will play bingo all you want. And I'll do like little demonstrations between bingo games, like about for your home, for your family, for you, just for you. Now these girls love some of the games. So that would be something. That would be up to you. But I kind of just go over this because then I can say, hey, ladies, I just want to go over your packets with you so you don't miss out on any of the amazing specials and all the newness we have for the spring and summer. So even if it's an open house style, I will try and get everybody's attention depending on when the party is. So let's say, like, I have a party Saturday morning. It's at 9:30. For the first 30 minutes, it's brunch. They're going to be eating, talking, getting to know each other, and having fun. Then I always tell my hostess beforehand, okay, about 20 minutes, 30 minutes into your party, that's when I'll go into my 10, 15-minute spiel, just so everybody gets the best deal. They know the products. They get a feel for the catalog. I can answer any questions, and I love to give away one thing. And I give away one thing by doing a recruiting game. So that's kind of what I do with that. So I give them this. I talk about the customer special. I kind of, like I said, use the backwards party script though, so it's a little bit different, but I have them pull their catalog out. So usually their catalog is right here. An order form is usually right behind it, and an enter my drawing slip. So I like to give something away by having them fill out one of these first. And then I've got information about the pillow. I have some bundles printed off. I'm not sure I'm going to keep the bundles in there now. I'm going to put the spring gift guide in there. Ask me about my job. So that's the game I play. And there's information about the next month's special, as well as the next month's hostess, recruiting information, and then a sheet for booking a party. So this is kind of what I've done. And then my favorite thing is I just started doing this, and this really gives me an opportunity to talk about my why with 31, and that's my family. And I do 31 for my family. And so I love, make it personal. So even if you don't have something like this, you could still cover everything that I've covered that is in my binder. So basically, the backwards catalog script, though, it starts with the back of the catalog and works your way forward. And it's super easy. The script is all there, and it doesn't complicate things. And I will tell you, the very first party I ever did was at my mom's, and we did the purse game, and the ladies loved it. What I'm finding, though, is a lot of my customers don't come with purses anymore. They've got their credit cards memorized right here, and they bring cell phones. That's all they bring. So that makes it harder for the purse game. So, but there, it's also, I will try and put it to the top of the page, all the different party idea or game ideas. It's also in our file section. Put to top. So you guys will have both of those. So hopefully those will help. Saran wrap, I've never done the saran wrap ball. Yeah, I'm not, even my hostesses know I'm not a big partier, but I like them to, usually when I do a ticket, I give them tickets throughout the party for asking questions. I give double tickets when we do Ask Me About My Job. I give away something from that. The person with the most tickets usually gets something, or I do a drawing, have them write their name down on it. And that way I can touch on the recruiting piece as well, because for me it's a super important piece, and I never want to not talk about that at my party. So how the hostess credit works. Have you looked up how to enter it, Angie, or just how, I'm not sure what you mean how it works. Excuse me. Oops. Get distracted with the tickets. I always give the job of tickets to my hostess. She's got to pass out the tickets. So I put my hostess to work. That's the best way. Okay, so everything is right here in the, what is it, page 54 of the catalog. So it really just depends on the sales. Whoops, whoops, by my finger. So depending on sales, so if they've got a $200 party, they're going to earn $25 for free, one half-price item, and one Hostess exclusive. And those Hostess exclusives are over here on this page, okay? So they can pick one item out of the catalog. It can't be one of these because they cannot combine them, but one item out of the catalog for $25. Now, if they pick a large utility tote, we know those are $35, so they would pay the difference. So they would pay the $10. What I tell people, all you new girls who are on here, if you have not gone on and tried to just put in a party, create a demo party, a dummy party, and just play with the back office, like hit create new party, put you in as the hostess, go in and pretend you've got like 5 different customers and they all order different things and type it in. You never, it's not reducing the inventory from home office. And just don't put in the payments. You can at least see how it's calculating, and then you can see how you can enter the hostess rewards. And then you can just go in and delete it all. I always tell people it's safer to do it that way and learn, because I'm a hands-on person. Maybe some of you are as well. So you give my hostess a caching and a great party sheet that you can print off of TOT. Yeah, that's a great tool too, Mindy. The caching in a great party, you guys can print off from 31 Today, and that is definitely helpful to show them what they get. So basically though, I've had people go, well, I want to spend $35 for a large utility tote, and I'm going to use the $25, and then I'm going to take it at half price. They can't combine them, okay? So that is not something that they can do. They can spend the $35 for the large utility tote, take $25 off of it, so they would pay the $10 difference. Then let's say they want an additional large utility tote, they could do that for half price. So that would be $17.50. And then if they wanted one of the hostess exclusives, they would just pay the hostess price that's on the sheet. They can't take the $25 or the half price and put that towards the hostess things. Make sense? So then as you go up, the rewards get better. So hopefully that helps. Any other questions, guys? Good questions tonight. Hopefully I've been answering it. Good questions, good questions. I'm going to get the backwards script post and the game ideas posted. And you guys, if you've got on Pinterest, there's a lot of game ideas out there too. So yeah, but go ahead and play with your back office. It does not affect home office at all. So you can go in and make a pretend party. That's really how I learned. And our system was much different way back in the day. So any other questions, guys? Final call. Well, hopefully this has helped a little bit tonight, giving you guys some ideas and hopefully inspired you just a little bit. We'll be back on track more and a little more organized next Tuesday night. Don't forget that Better Together events start happening this weekend. And don't forget, there is going to be a special announcement later on this week on TOT. So you are not going to want to miss it. I promise you that. It's good. It's good. Okay, so thanks for joining, guys. And I appreciate y'all getting on. So have a great night. Go make some videos. Bye, guys.